Richard, there's a horde of zombies outside. What's your zombie loadout?
First of all, calm down. What type of zombies are we even talking about right now?
We don't have time for this. Grab your guns, let's go. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex.
And I'm Richard.
And today we have a fun new series we're going to start for you guys.
It's going to be the What Would You Do series.
Yep, and for this one, the funnest conversation I think any gun owner has. A little bit silly. But what would you do in a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of different questions that have to be asked, of course. So this is probably going to be a long one. We're just going to be talking. It's going to be biased. It's going to be our opinions on stuff. So definitely let us know in the comments below your thoughts on it.
Yeah, but I think it'll be entertaining because there are like 10 different types of zombies. There are like tons of different thought processes to this.
Yeah. Reliability
versus, just the most fun. And how many guns can you carry? It's not like a video game where you have infinite room.
Or GTA, when you got as many weapons as you can.
I don't know where the guns come from in that one. But yeah, I think we should get into the video, talk about the type of zombie, how many guns, limitation.
We're gonna structure it the best we can. We're gonna have actual questions, answers. That's kind of how we're gonna structure it, so we don't just talk, because we could just talk for hours about this. So bear with us and let's get straight to it.
Let's go.
All right, first question, of course, we have to ask, what kind of zombies are we talking about? So for today's video, the scenario I want to go with, because they're the most I'm familiar with, we're going to be doing the Walking Dead zombies.
I think those are the most popular zombies overall.
Yep.
They're slow, but they have power in hordes.
Yep. And they're kind of default. They're not going to be the adaptive ones, that the crazy ones. At least of how far I am with The Walking Dead right now.
Right.
I'm like season 3, so.
Yeah, I finished it. It was hard, but that's not what this video is about.
Right.
But yeah, so those style of zombies, they're slow. They stay in hordes. They're in big cities. If you live in a big city, you're obviously more danger.
Mm-hmm.
And what about gun limits? I mean, obviously, you can have a backpack on, and you might have a backpack gun and an AR strapped to you, and three guns around your gun belt.
So the first question was, what type of zombies?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the Walking Dead zombies. If you guys don't understand Walking Dead zombies, pretty slow zombies, kind of default zombies, what you would think you can kill them with a knife or whatever. Headshots only, though, kind of.
Headshots
one
only.
of those things. But when they're in hordes, super dangerous, hard to get out of.
And even if they get cut in half, they still survive. It's literally
headshot.
Head trauma, basically.
Head trauma, knife to the head, gun to the head.
Yep.
That's the type of. That's answer to number 1. What was the question to continue it on?
It was, how many guns are you allowed to have? Because I can make a pretty cool loadout.
So let's structure it like this. Second question is, if you had 2 weapons of choice.
Okay, so I could.
What would you go with?
Basically, I would be leaving my house, but I do get choices. I don't have to go with whatever I carry every single day.
You don't? No.
Okay.
It's whatever you have.
Okay. Yeah. So it does have to be one of my guns in my collection.
Let's do both. Let's do both scenarios. So right now, zombie apocalypse breaks out right now. We can only carry 2 guns.
Okay.
With what we got.
Okay. Perfect. I like that.
Should I go first, or you gonna go first?
You go ahead and go first. I need a second to think about it.
All right. Because he has, as you guys seen the gun collection video, he has a crazy amount of guns. Mine is super easy. I got a decent amount of guns, but this one right here, Glock 19X. Would be my go-to, and I actually have my. Do I have my AR-15 here?
It's locked.
I have my AR-15 somewhere, but I will go with my AR-15. It's a Diamondback, but the thought of it is AR-15 and Glock. Reasons for it, even though you guys probably know on the channel, not huge Glock fans as far as shooting every day and stuff. More of a canik person, better trigger, all that stuff. But it's just the fact that Glock is historically reliable. If it's gonna be one of the end of the world scenarios, zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna need something that's gonna be able to get me through whatever predicament I'm in. And I'll trust this with my life, because I kind of have to.
Yeah.
It has a high capacity, kind of can conceal it, do whatever. And I would need to be able to conceal this if I'm holding an AR-15.
And I think something to think about in a zombie apocalypse is how many other people are going to have the mag you're currently using. And that is a great option, because that fits almost all the mags. And Glock is kind of universally, from Gen 1 to Gen 5, sharing the same types of mags.
Yep. If I have to run into any kind of really like a gun store or any like one of those mom and pop gun stores where, you know, they don't have really too many of the other kind of guns and stuff, the new ones.
Or maybe if even a zombie's carrying a gun on their hip or something,
like
you know?
a police officer zombie, you know?
Yeah, you could probably take his weapon, assuming he's carrying a Glock. All right, I like that option. So
both of them, you like AR-15 as well for a second?
I do.
Okay, good. And with that being said, AR-15s, they kind of take like any mag. You can kind of almost always find an AR-15 mag.
Yeah, they're not picky.
You can metal, plastic, whatever. 223, 5.56 is what mine is. The caliber of mine. Yep. So those are easy ones to come by.
And like the big box stores have everything from 10 round mags to like 60 round mags, 65 round mags, some even drum mags. So AR-15s are not too picky. For my loadout, I'm going with my Smith & Wesson full size.
Okay.
So
which caliber?
9mm.
No, okay, respect.
I want to pick my 10mm so badly.
Yeah.
Like,
just know the damage and it will do.
Yes, I trust the 10mm. It may go through several zombie heads at one time if I can line them up right. But
ammo, man.
Again, the ammo is more more available, and I think still a lot of police officers, a lot of duty people carry the Smith & Wesson. It's a very common gun, probably the second most common gun to a Glock.
Yep.
And maybe a SIG. SIG's out there too. Obviously P320 and everything. I just don't have one of those in my collection.
Yep.
So
another thing I do want to say is just due to the fact that going with the 9mm, you can kind of almost always find 9mm. Typically, most people carry 9mm. So even if you don't have the gun, the mags, as long as you got that ammo, really, you're kind of in there.
And secondly, there's two thoughts of process. The 9mm, most common caliber, probably the one to run out the fastest though, because everybody's going to be looking for 9mm. However, if the zombie's bad enough at the time, I mean, this is the beginning of the zombie stage, right? We didn't really go over that.
Yeah.
So this is the beginning.
It's a lot of stuff we have to go over.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard until you like get into a scenario where it's like, oh snap. So, like, are we talking like end of the world type things or what?
Yeah.
But also, you still have to think about it. How hard is it to come up on other ammo as well?
Right.
You know, because how I'm gonna say it, if we're out scavenging ammo, we're gonna take all the ammo.
Yeah.
We're gonna take all the ammo that we can.
No matter what it is.
No matter if we got the guns for it or not, we might find it later.
And for a zombie apocalypse, a 22 is another option, man.
So let me say about that, because the GSG that you got, amazing. The only thing is, it would have to be tested. Shooting the 22, how many bullets would kill a zombie? Because if it's kind of like, let's say 2 shots, it will kill a zombie straight to the head. 22 is okay, but if you got a magnum about 4 or 5 shots in it, I don't even know if it's a point anymore.
And if I had the new like SIG P22 or 322,
yeah, I know you're talking about that.
It holds like over 20 rounds of 22. It's silent. You're not gonna have any hearing damage. That is another great option, but I don't have that gun. So Smith & Wesson all the way for my handgun because it's what I own.
So let's move it on to if you did have the gun. If you could have any 2 guns in the world, doesn't matter.
Well, I haven't even picked my second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just assumed
rifle or shotgun.
I'm just saying, you just like kind of instantly went to another gun, caliber and everything.
But my secondary gun, as much as I love the AR-15,
well, you're not going with AR-15. It's crazy if you say shotgun. That no capacity shotgun. You have to go look for a shotgun, like an extended thing. I hope there's some, but I don't know what he's gonna say, y'all.
As much as I love the AK-47,
you can't say that. It's 7.62. I don't know about that.
It's available.
It's available, but I don't know about that. Go ahead.
And right now I don't have a 308.
Okay.
I would really go with the AR-15.
Okay.
I just had to mess with him.
Hey, I was about to say, there's no other, like, to me, to creatively think about this, I don't think there's anything better than a great 9mm pistol in an AR-15 platform.
And that's just to do with reliability and the ability to find parts and mags. If you have 2 ARs, chances are most of the components are transferable, even if they're made by two separate companies. That's not the rule all of the time. There's always exceptions. But again, Glocks, you can mostly change them. Smith & Wessons, you can mostly change them. SIGs, you can mostly change them. And AR-15s. I just think the 223 and 5.56 rounds are going to be everywhere. I have a ton of them, so it starts me off with good, as well as 9mm. I almost thought about 45, but again, more cops carry 9mm, and more. It's going to be more available in this end of the world scenario. So Smith & Wesson M&P9 2.0, and let's just say the AR-15. I don't even know what it's not. It's not the Ruger one that I have, but the other one.
Doesn't matter. It's good AR-15.
Yeah, the more modern one.
So if those are our two guns that we go with out of our collection, to me it's not really too much different. If I could pick any gun in the world, it'd just be like an expensive modded Glock. You know, probably. I mean, it really kind of doesn't matter. I'd probably say a Glock 45 with a nice optic barrel, high capacity, something like that. Some kind of AR-15 platform. Something in the gist of that. It really wouldn't change too much. I just get from my base model cheaper guns to the most advanced I can go with the AR-15 or a 9mm.
Yeah. So I think the two things that may change for me if I had a handgun choice. I don't have any experience with the P320, and before I went
SIGs, the P320s. Yep.
I mean, lots of cops carry those too. Lots of military carry those. I feel like they're going to be on the streets in a zombie apocalypse. So, and they're modular. So, if I find something that I need to change the barrel to, that's the benefit of the SIG over the other two. I can change pretty much anything on the gun fairly easily.
But that's kind of how I feel about the Glock, though.
Yeah, the problem is there's a little bit of a difference between like a Glock 22 and a Glock 19. I think you can't just swap out, or maybe it's because it's serialized. Maybe because this part of the gun is also serialized. I'm not really sure, but I know there's like
these like Glocks are so interchangeable.
You can put a 22 slide on a 19.
Bro, listen. You know these, like, the model numbers that you're seeing don't match up with the caliber, so I don't know which Glocks we're talking about right now.
The Glock 22 slide, which is 40 caliber, you can just slide it onto that Glock.
Bro, I have no idea, bro. What I do know, Glock 19, Glock 17, interchangeable, Glock 45. You can change all
the
those.
9mm ones, but SIG, you can put a 40 caliber or a 357 caliber or whatever you can find barrel in your one frame.
But how easy is that though?
It's fairly easy. The 250 that I had a 40 cal slide, and I switched it out at one point, and then someone was interested in the slide, sold it. So I don't have the slide anymore, but SIGs are fairly easy. They just pop out, you pop a new slide on there and you're good to go.
That's kind of how I feel about this. I mean, the thing is, I feel the same way about this, but the thing is, if you're going to be swapping out the slides, are you going to be swapping out the caliber as well?
Yeah, you can. If you have more down the road, 40 cal might be more available than 9mm. 45 caliber might be more available than 9mm.
I mean, that's true.
If all the 9mm gets shot,
that's true. I mean, I just hope you find the gun that you're talking about.
And this is hard because it's only two guns. The other gun I would choose maybe would be the Smith and the SIG P322, the 22 that holds, like I just talked about. Here's my thought process. Your 22s are going to take out a zombie.
I was about to say, this is your thought process. Your thought process, you can have, it doesn't matter what the world comes to, you're going to have enough 22.
Right.
And the math is not adding up with me. This is going to be why. Okay, we got to think about, if you're going to use 22, you're magged up in a zombie in the head.
No, you're not.
Bro, one bullet is not going to do it.
One bullet will absolutely.
Are you talking 22 Magnum?
No, I'm talking about a 22. One bullet to the head will take you out.
Bro, 22 barely takes out a mannequin head.
A mannequin is not as squishy as a human, especially a soft zombie.
But a zombie though, like Math doesn't work with them, bro. Math does not work with them. Like, you could shoot it. If it doesn't go all the way through, though,
it's gonna go all the way through.
It's not gonna go all the way through, bro.
I've seen millions of ballistic dummies being shot with 22s to the head. It goes through.
Me too. 22 Magnum.
Regular 22.
20, bro.
LR.
20, I see 22, and it'll be right at the. It'll crush the skull, and it'll be there. It'll just be there. I don't see them going. This is my problem with that, right? You might as well get a high capacity 9mm.
Yeah. Well,
I don't because the capacity of the like 22 or something like that.
I think if we had a ballistic gel dummy, we could do some testing. That's for a future video.
Future video, but this is what okay. If you would have said something like the Smith & Wesson the 22 Magnum.
Yeah, but that's so unreliable.
What's unreliable about it? Because if it's like a Kel-Tec, it's definitely unreliable.
Right.
PMR30.
But what I'm saying is a step above the Kel-Tec, but I've seen some videos where
my thought process is the caliber. A 22?
Yeah.
You might as well get the capacity with a 9mm.
Would you stand down range from a 22?
Would you stand down range from any bullet? Like, that's a good question to ask. I wouldn't even stand down range. Sure. I wouldn't even stand down range with a BB gun, bro.
BB gun, probably. But a 22, I definitely would not.
I don't think anybody was gonna stand in front of it. What kind of valid question is that though? Is my question. Like you're saying, hey, would you stand in front of a 22? Would you stand in front of a 9mm, bro?
Definitely not. But I also wouldn't do it in front of the 22. And I think people have the 22 so underrated that it's your thought process that it's just not a caliber. It will absolutely destroy someone.
Right, but the thing is comparison. You got any gun in the world, any caliber in the world, but you're going with 22 over 9mm or 30.
I didn't say that was my decision.
You said that was your second.
I said no. I said that was an option for me.
That shouldn't be an option
of a handgun.
You shouldn't even think about that gun.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna stand behind my guns, guys. And you tell him he's wrong in the comments section.
Y'all tell him he's wrong
because a 22. And this is the only reason I would not go with that gun, is because if we're talking about zombies, it's going to destroy a zombie skull. I'm 100% confident in it. I've shot a lot of 22s. I know how powerful they actually are. The problem is when it comes to people, because eventually someone's going to come for your resources, right? I mean, it happened in The Walking Dead, and that's kind of what we're using as a premise here. I don't trust it for people. Zombies all day, but I don't trust it for people.
That would be any ammo, bro. That would be any ammo.
No, 9mm, absolutely to trust.
Why? Like, what makes 9mm? Like, the fact of the matter is, it would probably be more scary to go with 9mm.
Why?
Because if you got a 9mm, people are gonna have 9mm guns. That is more convenient to get a 9mm gun.
Yes, but I trust if a human on narcotics comes at you, a 9mm is going to stop them faster than a 22.
Correct.
Yes. So, but we're talking about if it was zombies only that I had to worry about. The SIG P322 would be an option. Not necessarily what I would go with, but I just thought that process. And along with that, like the M&P Smith & Wesson AR-15 that's in 22, that would probably be a good second gun. It's quiet. You're not going to hurt your ears.
You said AR-15 in 22?
Yeah. The Smith & Wesson, like M&P 15.
We're not talking about handgun 22?
We're talking about if this is an option, right?
I'm tired of these options. I asked you a straightforward question. The question was, what two guns that you would go with if it was any gun in the world? You're making it a lot difficult because I'm confused because you know guns better than me.
Yes. I would stick with my first two. At the end of the day, I would stick with my first two. But I know our subscribers, and they know guns, and I know guns, and I'm going to tell you, people...
No, but I'm confused now, because this M&P that you're talking about, this 22, is it a handgun or AR?
It's an AR-15.
That's where we mixed that.
No. SIG P322, handgun.
I know.
Secondary weapon, AR-15, M&P 22.
That's where we cut off at, because I thought you were talking about a M&P 22
No,
pistol.
I said the SIG 22.
No. I know about the SIG.
Okay.
When you said M&P and 22,
yeah,
I didn't know they made an AR.
Yeah, they make an AR.
I didn't know that. You know guns more than me. So that's why. If I would have known you said AR, then it would have been like, okay, you load up a
we just got
crazy amount of mags.
Yeah, and it's cheap, and you have a million of them. But again, I'm going to go with my first two, but there's something to be said for 22 in a zombie apocalypse. They're plentiful. You can hold 1 trillion of them in your coat, in your pocket, a lot more than 9 mil. And the only reason...
The weight too, weight.
Yeah, weight is way better. The only reason I wouldn't is reliability of the ammo and being able to find more mags than I currently have for either of those guns. Like, I don't even have a SIG, and I don't have an M&P in 22. I got like a GSG, and I never choose that because I don't know reliability of that gun. It's been reliable so far, but in a zombie apocalypse, you got to rely on it. So, 2 guns. I'm sticking with my first 2: Smith & Wesson 9mm 2.0 and an AR-15. Highest quality,
the highest end that you can get, just like me.
Yeah, something
highest end of the Glock, like
something
out,
lightweight. And I wouldn't go with a modded out gun. I wouldn't go with like the Smith & Wesson competition gun.
Yeah,
I'm worried about the slide. It's serrated.
Like a compensator slide that makes it like
more
better
flat
on the
shooting.
recoil, flat shooting, kind of more accurate, better sights. You know,
I always worry that modifications may make the gun a little bit less reliable. So
definitely the fact that me and you are iron sight people, like optics, even though you can like zero and make them spot on, bro, it's something about like being ready to see that optic. I'm not used to that still, and my canik has it, you know.
Yeah. So that was a long journey to get to the same 2 guns, but listen, you guys are gun people. That's why you watch us. So I had to mention those 22s. I had to mention the SIG series of firearm because that's something we're leaving off the table. If it's top 3, I go Glock, Smith & Wesson, SIG in that order. You guys are gonna get mad about that. As far as actually, I go Smith & Wesson, Glock, SIG personally because I have more Smith & Wessons. I know I've got 100,000 rounds through some.
Glock Smith, SIG for me.
Yeah. SIG's just at a higher price point, and I don't have as much experience with them, so they're probably perfect. But the 250 I have never had an issue. That's really the end of my experience, other than shooting other people's SIGs.
Right, but that's gonna lead us straight to question 3.